What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction video, and in this one we have Visit Poland, the don'ts of Poland. Before we dive into this video, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested, and let's dive right in. Back with Walter.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World. Today we're in Warsaw, Poland for things you don't do when you are here in Poland. And I'm going to get started, not even with number one. Before we even get started with number one, I'm going to start with number zero. The thing you need to know before you come here is don't tell or call the Polish Eastern Europeans. You will not make any friends saying that. If you look on a map, you'll see that Poland is actually in the center of Europe, a little bit north, but it's in the center of Europe. And they like to be called Central Europeans, not Eastern Europeans. So I want to get that one out of the way first because that's probably your quickest don't to really upset people. So remember, don't say Eastern Europe, okay?
Central Europeans. Eastern Europe is, I guess, an insult. Eastern European is the insult. They are not in the Eastern. They are in Central Europe. Central Europe.
Now, when you're going to meet the Polish people here, our second, or I guess our first don't for you is don't shake hands or say goodbye over the threshold, like in a doorway. People really don't like that. So either make it choose your side. Are you in the door or are you out of the door when you shake hands and say goodbye? Just one of those little things there. And if you do get to meet some Polish people and they invite you to your home, when you go there, if you see they're wearing slippers or they're not wearing shoes, you don't wear your shoes in the house either. It's kind of rude that way. So just three quick little ones to start off with, just to give you some ideas of hospitality here in Poland. So our next,
I feel like I completely understand the concept of not wearing your shoes inside somebody's home. I think that's just legitimately a great thing. You don't want to be spreading dirt across, especially if they're not wearing shoes inside their home yet. Be respectful. I'm very interested. I would like for someone to explain the doorway thing or the threshold thing. Don't say goodbye or anything in the threshold at the door. Get in or get out. Is it like just from a standpoint of like, hey, you're letting air outside, or like bugs in or dirt in or something like that? Or is that the reason, or is there more of a meaning behind that? I would love to know in the comment section.
Don't for you has to deal with the language. Look, don't underestimate how helpful a few words of Polish will be for you and your visit here, whether you're up in Gdansk, you're down in Krakow or Lublin or wherever, because we all know that no one watching this video probably speaks Polish unless you're Polish by ancestry. And the thing is the Poles know that, and so they learn. They see a lot of people speaking English or German or Russian and stuff like that to help out the tourists. But the thing is, if you know a few words in Polish, it really opens the door. Like, people are really happy, even if it's just like dziękuję, which is like thank you, or prosim, which is please, or piwo, which is beer. I remember I was like, piwo prosim. They're like, oh hey, they're so happy with it, and it really goes a long way to open up to people because. You'll notice that people seem kind of dour and quiet and stern sometimes, and that's one way to open them up, okay? Now, our next don't for you is don't worry about busting the bank.
I feel like any country you go to, it'd be nice just to learn a little bit of the words. And you don't have to learn a new language, but just give an effort to learn some words. That would go a long way. I completely agree with them on that one. That's a great tip.
Okay? Now, our next don't for you is don't worry about busting the bank when you come here to Poland. Poland is an extremely affordable country to visit. Hotels, eating, drinking, all kinds of stuff, making merry. It is really cheap here. Also, going to the museums is really affordable as well. So it's a nice place to check out. That's why when you go to Krakow, they get 10 million tourists from high-end tourists to low income, not low income, but people that are spending a lot of money on tourism because it's not an expensive place to be. So that's kind of a cool thing. Now,
that is nice.
For you kind of goes along with that cheap eating and drinking. Don't drink in public in Poland. Look, you can get arrested or fined for drinking in public. Now, you see this nice square here. Yes, you can eat and drink at the restaurants and the bars like that, no problem. But if you're going to take some wine or a beer, some of the local beer, which are pretty good here, and go take that to a park and drink there with your friends, you can get in trouble with the cops. So make sure you do not drink in public. To go along with that, don't forget you need to have an ID with you all the time. If you don't want to carry your passport with you, what I do is I'll actually have my driver's license from home and a photocopy of my passport with my passport locked up back at the hotel, so you do have that, because the cops could ask you for it if they really wanted to. They usually don't bother the tourists, so it's not that big of a deal, but just in case, so you know. Now, our next...
That makes sense to me. Yeah, so number one thing that I love is affordable. That word, that's one of my favorite words in the English dictionary. Affordable. It sounds like Poland is very affordable. For touring, for visiting, for traveling, you're not going to break the bank having to go here, but you can still get to do so many different things, enjoy so many different foods, and have a good time, but you're not breaking the bank. That's so beautiful. Drinking in public, understand that. I don't think you're allowed to do that here in the U.S. either. So that one just makes sense. Or I guess my American mindset already understands that rule.
Next stone for you is don't try to pay with big bills. Now, big bills are like 50 swatis or 100 swatis, like 100 or a 50. If it's like under 20, because people ask you, oh, do you have anything smaller? They're always going to ask for a smaller bill. The thing is, when you go to the ATMs, it gives you 50s and 100s. But when you go get a beer or something like that, it's 7 or 8. I'm like, do you have some smaller bills? You have some smaller bills? So when you go to museums, you go to like big stores and stuff like that, use the bigger bills there, the hundreds and stuff like that, to break them into 10s and 20s. So then you can go get your little snacks. Maybe you want your little Polish donut, or you want to go get a hot dog or something like that when you're here, or just grab a beer. You need that change, okay? So don't use the big bills here, right? Another tip I have for you is don't forget to tip when you are here. Usually you tip 10 to 15%. 10% is normal, 15% of it's good. But you can look on the menu, and some restaurants already put that 10% on there. I know the place I wait here on the square. Remember, you're not going to bust the bank, so didn't feel ripped off because it was so cheap. Yeah. The 10% was already included. She was very nice and helpful. I gave her a little bit extra on there. No big deal, okay? And going along with that, when you pay.
So Poland's a place that you have to tip as well. So, hey, I was beginning to think that U.S. was the only place where you had to tip people. God dang it, the only. But it seems like Poland. Sometimes the tip can be included in the price. But just if not, I guess just tip about 10 to 15%, which our American mindset is already used to doing.
Your bill, they'll always ask you to pay with credit card or cash. And if you're going to pay with cash, if you put the money in the little thing and give it to them, don't say thank you unless you want them to keep all the money. Okay, so let's say you got 110 bill and you give them 150, you say thank you or dziękuję, they'll think, oh, a 40 tip for me, and they'll just walk away with it. You need to tell them, here's this, then they'll bring your change back, and then you leave your tip like that. So you have those things there. What I try to do is just have the tip already there. Now you might tell them, look, I want to pay 140, and so they'll just have the tip from there and give you your 10 back if you have 150. No big deal there. My 10th thing for you is don't be late. The Poles are actually pretty much an on-time kind of people, like their German neighbors. If you're going to be late to somebody's house you're going to visit, make sure you call or text them or WhatsApp them before so they know you're running behind, because it's kind of rude to be late when you are here. I mean, I was at the museum this morning, and it was supposed to open up at 10. The guy unlocked it like at 10:01, and people were like, come on, it says 10 o'clock, let's go. So you do have that there, so make sure you are on time. And my last...
And I can understand that. I don't like people being late. I always like people being on time. Be punctual. If you say you're going to be somewhere at this time, then be there at this time, because that's frustrating, right? You're rearranging things in your day because this is when things were supposed to be done, but at the least, very least call, explain why, or I guess you have to explain maybe until you get there, but call and say, hey, I'm running a few minutes late, so sorry. And that's all. Let them know. The big bill thing, I completely understand. When I go into like gas stations and stuff, they don't. If I'm using a big bill, like hey, they don't want to break 100 now for you at like a gas station or at a restaurant drive-through. They don't want to break 100 down. So in certain places you can go and get that broken up for you, which makes sense. He's talking about the museums being those places, and so I completely understand that. Poland, I mean, and I don't know a whole lot about Poland, but in a lot of the things that he's mentioning, I feel like Poland is similar to America in a lot of these ways.
Stone for you is don't fall for the nature tourism propaganda in Poland. Look, you'll see lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of tourism videos about the nature of Poland, and there are some beautiful natures here. The Tatras Mountains in the south by Zakopane, when you go skiing in the in the winter. You can go to the Masurian Lakes in the north. It's just beautiful. There's a castle there. There's all kinds of great nature here. But look, if it's your first time to Poland, focus on the cool cities that are here.
Dang.
Krakow is amazing with the town square and the cloth hall, and the churches and the Wawel Hill, and you can go out to see Auschwitz and Birkenau, the concentration camps. It's a very moving experience. You can go up to Gdansk in the very north and see that city. It's beautiful. Lublin. Come here and check out Warsaw, and you can get around pretty easy. Don't worry about getting around. I guess will be another one. Don't worry about getting around in Poland. There's lots of buses and trains that go all over the place. It is a big country, so it does take time, but don't be too worried about it. Anyway, those are some of the don'ts we have about Poland. I actually have another don't video just for Krakow, the don'ts of Krakow, which I hope you'll check out. If you do like videos like this, we put out 2 travel videos every week, every Wednesday and Saturday. So please do click that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And you can always find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, obviously YouTube. And we really appreciate those likes and subscriptions. Oh, and comments. So I'll say bye from Warsaw.
That's so cool. Absolutely loved getting the chance to react to that video. And again, Mark Walters is very helpful when it comes to traveling, giving you all the do's and don'ts. Well, giving you the don'ts in this video, but I know he probably has a video that explains all the do's. But if you're from Poland, or if you've ever traveled to Poland, let me know what you guys think. Is there anything that he missed out on that travelers shouldn't do when coming to Poland? Y'all let me know in the comment section. And I'd love for you guys to kind of elaborate more on the things that he said on his don'ts in this video. If you guys enjoyed that, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and check out that next one. I'll see you guys next time.